Hello to everyone on the Arabic MBA program. My name is Edmund Bradford and I'm calling you from a fairly grey UK on the 23rd of April. And I thought it'd be useful just to say a few words as you're getting close to the end of your game. Amar and I are really happy with the way that you've engaged in these games. I know it's not easy, especially if you do not have a marketing background to get onto these things. So anyone that completes the game, I know has worked really hard. And I think we've got some exciting finishes coming up in these games, which will be quite interesting. Now, I know that the game is set in the UK and not in Oman, but take it from me, who's worked in many countries and in many industries over 30 years, that the principles, the methodologies, the tools are applicable universally. So, for example, if we look at segmentation, if you're working in a government department, you can still use segmentation to do some internal marketing, to think about the key stakeholders and what their needs are and how you would categorize and break up that particular big organization into different segments. And if we take targeting and take that directional policy matrix, that's a really good tool if you're in a business trying to look at new customers because there's a big tariff war going on. You just use countries perhaps instead of instead of local market segments. So that tool is really good for that. And if you look at, for example, the whole STP process, including positioning, segmentation, targeting, and positioning, then of course you can apply that to yourself to create a career strategy for yourself and to position your own brand for success in the jobs market. That's segmenting the jobs market, targeting the best jobs using a kind of DPM type exercise, and then positioning your brand, your own personal brand, for success. So as I say, marketing is not really just a functional discipline. It's actually a life skill that will help you in the rest of your life. And of course, through this program, you've learned what true strategy is all about. There's lots of micro strategies out there: pricing strategies, referral strategies, social media strategies, but they all have to fit into a bigger picture, a bigger strategy, a corporate or organizational strategy. And you've learned a lot about what that's about. And if you're interested, let me give you my thoughts on 6 key words, I think, that summarize some of the learnings that you've had from this program. So 6 key words to help you be good strategically. And the first word is focus. It's about focusing well on the best targets, choosing those targets very carefully, and then focusing hard on those targets to make sure that you succeed in them. Second word is about value. So that's about creating competitive value propositions, and it's moving to where the ball is going, not where it is currently. You understand so much now about these superior value propositions and how important that is. Third of all, it's about tools. And like any craftsman or any sports person, it's about being able to choose the right tools for the right job. You've been exposed to lots of tools in this particular simulation, from DPM to SWOT to ANSOF analysis, segmentation, etc., value propositions, BCGs. So be a good craftsman and pick the right tool, know how they fit together to do a good job, and therefore to craft a really effective strategy. Fourth word is about chess, really. It's about a game of chess. And so strategy is all about understanding the opposition, understanding their next move, you having your counter move ready. It's a big multi-dimensional game of chess. And most people that write plans, whether they're business plans or marketing plans, do not really think about the reaction, for example, by the competition to those plans. So be a good chess player and make sure you think a few moves ahead. So therefore your plan is robust. And of course, the other thing you learn from chess is agility. being good to react. So when something happens that you haven't forecasted, like a tariff war, for example, then you'll respond really, really quickly and really, really well. That's a skill that you've practiced a lot in the simulation. The fifth word is about execution. I've written a whole book on execution. A plan is nothing without really good execution. And execution means adapting to change, complexity, conflict, uncertainty, and it's about plotting and navigating the course that takes you to the right destination, even if you have to tick and tack a little bit, as we say in sailing, to get to that particularly that good destination. All right, so it's never really a straight line, but you have to know where you're going, and you have to kind of go with the wind a little bit. And finally, it's about teamwork. And you would have seen from the simulation how important teamwork is. I know from all the surveys that we do for people that have played the game, that they tell me that teamwork is really, really significant in the success in the game. As it is in real life, you can't do everything on your own. You have to get this good team around you. And so you would have practiced maybe leading a team, or just being a good team player. That's really, really valuable, okay? And making sure that the team is well organized. So those 6 words: focus, value, tools, chess, execution, and teamwork are my big 6 takeaway words. You've done those through that STP process. And I could say STP plus planning and implementation, STP PI, if I wanted to extend it significantly. So work hard on your final decision round. It's a bit like a mountain in the sense that you've got nearly to the top of the mountain, but the last bit of the mountain is the hardest bit. So work hard, do your best, and take all these lessons forward, not only in terms of growing your business in the future, but actually also growing yourself. Okay, take care. I'll be looking at the results when they're done. That'll be very exciting, and I'll send some feedback to Amar later to pass on to you. Okay, so well done, everybody. Enjoy the final decision round. Use the tools and rest of your life, and connect with me on LinkedIn if you're interested in staying in touch. Take care. Bye-bye.